Hi, hello, and welcome to the 12th episode of the Precocious Neophytes podcast. We here.
Yo, we got 12 episodes and that's crazy.
12,
That's
1, 2.
Bro, that's crazy.
Dwight Howard, right? Dwight Howard.
Dwight Howard, man. Hall of Famer, future Hall of Famer Dwight
The
Howard,
most
man.
disrespected
That's
future
nigga.
Hall of Famer, next to Melo.
Right.
Right there.
Next,
Because
Yeah,
people
that's
love
a
to
fact.
act like Dwight can't play basketball or could never play basketball.
Shout out to Stone. This beer is for you, my guy. Shout
Hey
out to
man,
Austin.
hey, we don't get free advertising, bro. Wait, hey, yo,
Yeah.
we don't talk
Turn
about
that blood, turn that
Shout out
blood
to
the other
Stone
way
Cold.
around.
Don't worry about that the other way around.
This is
We don't do
blank
branding for them, son. Like,
Alright, so primarily we talk about basketball on here, but we're all New York Giants fans, so we gotta get into it, man.
fuck the Giants, man. Fuck the Giants, yo. These niggas, man. And I don't want to curse now. I'm trying to like work on my cursing and all that stuff, because you know what I mean.
Go off, nigga. Go off,
If we
nigga.
try to like do this thing like where we could like market this like podcast and the brand and all that stuff, I don't want to curse too
Right.
much. You know what I mean?
Right.
But bro, fuck the Giants, man. First of all, these niggas they ain't got no plan. They ain't got no fucking plan, son. All right. So here we go. So they trade a top whatever receiver, whatever you call him, 3, 4, 2, 1, whatever. Cool, no problem. That already sucks. It's a bad deal. So then now they're trying to sell a rebuild, right? So that's in everybody's mind.
Right.
But in this week they signed Golden Tate to $23 million guaranteed, bro. Like that, is that a rebuild?
Seems
part of that?
counterproductive.
It's extremely counterproductive because it's like now you're paying a 31-year-old receiver for 4 years, even though he might not make that whole 4 years. You're still paying him a pretty hefty sum of money
Right.
to be on a bad team, right? And he was on record saying that he wanted to go to a contender, and I'm like, that's not here. So I'm like,
Right.
so I want to know who we were bidding against, like, because he
No
was
one.
like, I want to go to a contender. Cool. So you got to imagine it's about 5 or 6 contenders in the league, depending on how you look at it. Maybe Houston, New England, Philly, KC. You know what I mean? Whatever. Those teams are up there, 5, 6, 7 teams. So I can't imagine those teams offered him $23 million guaranteed.
Right.
So it's like, why did the Giants see a reason? Like, what did they see in him to be like, we're going to pay you 4 years, $37 million, 23 guaranteed to be part of this team? You know what I mean? Like, and not even just that, they keeping Eli around. I was about to say, like, but I don't want to take up too much time, but like, they're keeping Eli around for another year. He's getting paid another 23 off the books. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
bro, what is really going on? So it's tough, man. It's tough. I don't want to go off the rails because I was in my bag this week. You know what I mean? Like, I was cursing niggas all week, so I don't want to like bring it here. You know what I mean? Mess up
Odell is
the
at
family.
least, he's like, I don't want to be hyperbolic. He's like one of the, I kind of want to say top
5.
3. No, I want to say like top 3 Giants players I've seen in my lifetime. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You talk about the Giants.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, like as a Giant. I don't. Whatever people debate what he is as a receiver right now, he's
Right,
definitely on
right.
like a Hall of Fame pace.
Mhm.
But he, like, in terms of what he was in terms of a Giant, like, I think he's easily one of the best players I've ever seen in the Giants uniform.
I've ever
Like,
seen. Yeah,
I
he's one
can't
of the best
recall
receivers I've
a
watched.
talent like it's hard. It'd be hard to find the Giants ever having a talent like that, especially at receiver. Like, we've had solid receivers,
Mhm.
you know, pretty good guys, but never like a Odell type caliber.
I mean, Knicks was up there. Hakeem Nicks was up there. He was real high until he got hurt.
Yeah. Knicks was really good,
But
I
it
still-
only lasted 3 years.
And
You
I
know what
still
mean?
view him like as in terms of like just talent, like he's like a
Yeah,
a
he
notch
wasn't
below
nearly
Odell.
as talented as Odell was. Production
Right.
was up there for a little while, but he wasn't nearly as talented as Odell
Right,
was. It's
right.
It's
And
tough to find a guy like that.
With the NFL, it's like it's one thing to trade and say, okay, I don't need this elite receiver to win. I get all that, but in the NFL, you're hard pressed to get value in a trade, especially when you're trading somebody of that caliber. Like you're just not likely to win the trade, and it's like
Mhm.
if there was a clear plan that we could see, I feel like this all is just this is all the domino effect of, and yeah, I love Saquon Barkley, but this is all because they took Barkley instead of taking the quarterback, and now now we trade in Odell to then possibly have assets to then package the trade up to get a quarterback. Who even knows if we ever get another quarterback?
We might not even take one this year, bro. They don't like Haskins. I'm hearing.
Yeah, and it's like
Right.
I get it if you're not in love with, like, if you weren't in love with anybody last year, I understand that. Don't just take a quarterback to take one. But it's like,
who you could be in love with at this point? You know what I mean?
It's like
at some point you gotta like somebody,
right? It's like, and as looking at who's making the decisions, I'm not confident they're gonna choose the right guy to be in love with.
Gettleman is terrible. Gettleman is terrible. He has no idea what he's doing.
It's hard to say, oh, okay, you could see a plan, or like, okay, I get it. It's like, everything seems reactionary. Like you said, the whole Golden Tate deal, it's like, okay, you probably got like 2 years tied up in guaranteed money, but it just seems like, okay, we got to pay somebody, so we'll give money. We'll tie in a whole lot of guaranteed for 2 years. Eli at this point, it's like, now it doesn't even make sense to waive him, because it's like, we're not. What's the point?
Matter.
Who cares?
Yeah, we're
the cap
money
money doesn't matter.
It's like it's terrible right with us.
And it's just, I don't have, like, John Mara has not shown us anything. Wellington Mara, really, his father did all the success we've seen. So, like, so far, I've just seen nothing but what looks like insanity from them. Like, it's like there's no plan. It's one thing to disagree with what looks like a plan, but we can't even see a plan.
There's no plan, bro.
Problem.
There's no plan.
Okay, so let me ask this two questions.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the deal was a decent deal? Because it's like, I agree. Like, if you have a player like Odell, you're never gonna get equal value. It's like driving a brand new car off the lot. Once it's off the lot, it's like the value depreciates. Right. So it's like you're never gonna get equal value. So if you tell me I can get a first round pick,
right,
Jabril Peppers, and the third round pick compared to what they got for Antonio Brown, even though I know he's a little older, I can't really be mad at that deal.
Bad deal.
Right?
Bad deal. Because you had Jabril Peppers. You had him on your team already. Landon Collins is
right,
a 2-year-older Jabril Peppers, bro.
Okay, so
he was already an All-Pro.
But here's the thing about Collins. What I've been reading, and you can kind of see it, he's more
he's a box safety. He can't cover.
He's a box. He's a
so
box.
Jabril is the same thing. Yeah, Jabril can't cover.
Nah, but no. Peppers can play anywhere on the field. In Cleveland, that's where they used him.
Peppers can't cover. That was his knock coming out of college, bro. That was his knock. He can't cover.
They moved him all over the field in college.
If he can cover, if he shows us he can cover, then I guess that changes things.
He didn't cover as he didn't cover as safety. He covered as like a box linebacker. He played a lot of linebacker in college too. He did a little bit of both, but he didn't play like center field. Can't cover, bro. You gonna see?
He didn't play center field like that. But then what makes me think that the move kind of makes sense? They signed Bethea. Bethea is
41 years old, bro.
See, I can't.
He's 107
I mean, he is older,
old,
but safeties kind of can play, like defensive players can play a lot longer than offensive.
If you're rebuilding,
at least in the DB. But I understand what you're saying. So that's
the rebuilding thing was like, all right, cool. If you want to go younger, you want to rebuild, cool. You might bring in one veteran guy that might be able to play still. We haven't seen Bethea play well in a few years. Same thing happened last year with Jonathan Stewart.
He played well last year.
He was all right. You gonna sign him? You gonna sign him after a year in San Fran?
Okay. So this was my second question. Do they really? Is it that they really don't have a plan, or is it they haven't revealed the plan? Because we don't know the plan, so it looks like they don't have one, and I'm not disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing with it.
We've seen rebuilds in the NFL before, so we know what a plan should look like. Every team has done it. We've seen Cincinnati do it. We've seen Philly do it a few years ago. We've seen mad teams do a rebuild, like or a soft rebuild or a hard rebuild, where it's like we're gonna get rid of all these contracts and we're gonna draft. It's like, all right, cool, no problem. Right. The Giants are getting rid of decent contracts. And young players. They got rid of Landon, which is a building block. Eli Apple, who didn't play well that year he was here, but he was decent enough his first 2 years where you could be like, all right, we can still use him in spot duty. You know what I mean? You could have a guy who's going to be going into his fifth year option for dirt cheap. You know what I mean? You can trade him this year if you want to. But they traded him last year, middle of the year. I was like, Okay,
Right.
cool. And if you're gonna let Landon Collins walk, if you know he's not part of the future of your team, you know what I mean? Like you got to trade him mid season, where it's like, okay, well, he's not gonna be here for any longer. Trade him to fucking Cincinnati or KC or something like that, and you can work that way. Um, there's no plan though. You're giving away young players. Odell's 26, Landon was 25, 27, Eli Apple's 24. Um, you don't give up, okay, and then they replace it with 30-year-old niggas. You don't give up 25-year-old niggas and then replace it with 35-year-old guys, Antoine Bethea and fucking the Golden Tate. That's not rebuilding, bro. Like what? And then inside of those guys with big money too. I'm just not really understanding where that was going. Like where Gettleman and Mara and Patcham. I don't know who's in charge right now at this point. It seems like they're all in cahoots doing this bullshit.
The
You know what I mean?
Tate
Like
deal just seemed like it's like they're like, okay, we're not gonna compete for the next 2 years, like, and we gotta tie up salary cap somewhere, because I mean, why not? Because after next year, they're gonna have a whole bunch of cap
they have a bunch of money next
Eli
year.
comes
They have
up,
a bunch
yeah.
of money next year.
And
But this
and I
is
don't
what
love
happens when you don't
building a
draft
team.
though.
Yeah, you got to draft well. That's
It happened 4 years
yeah.
ago.
Where
When
we
we
just spend all
I
this money in
think
free
Vernon
agency.
it
Yeah,
and Jenkins, we
it
gave up
goes
like
it,
200 guaranteed that
it
something.
goes
Thing is happening next
it
year.
goes
yeah.
back to what Joe was saying for a lot of years about Reese. So
Yeah,
I
can't stop.
think when so to be fair to Gettleman, he just got there. So I think Gettleman kind of like
He's like ridding
it,
himself of
it
all things Reese. That's what it seems
right. So
like.
That's bad though, bro.
that's what
Yeah,
because it's
because
like
He gave us some
because
pretty
it's
good
like oh
players.
if
yeah,
because but I understand that, but it's like in the NBA too. NBA GMs do it. It's like if I'm not your guy,
yeah. That,
like if I'm the GM and like these are not the guys that I picked or this is not the team that I want going forward, I have to kind of rid myself. So it's like they signed Olivier Vernon. That probably wasn't a great deal at the time, but it worked because they had a top 5 defense and they made the playoffs with it.
Yeah.
So it's
I
like
get
he got hurt.
I get letting
And
Vernon
it's
go.
like
That's fine. He had a big deal. He doesn't really get a lot of sacks. He gets a lot of pressures, but like not a lot of sacks. But like even from last year when they let Devon Kennard walk, he finished like 11 sacks this year. Bunch of other cats that they let walk end up being pretty
Landon
damn
doesn't
good players for
even
other teams. It
like
was like
if Landon was not your guy, like, okay, you're not gonna pay him, cool. So why you didn't make that decision at the trade deadline last year?
you had to know that he wasn't your guy. Like and Gettleman does this everywhere. He traded Steve Smith. He let Josh Norman walk. Bunch of guys on the Panthers that was there that were rotational, good, solid players. He was like, "Well, you're gone now. Thanks. You're cut off." So then,
but then look at the Panthers. Look at the Panthers. Not shortly after they made the playoffs a couple of years. So it's
they had
like
to fire him, nigga.
hmm?
They ran him out of town, son. The reason why Gettleman has a job here because they ran him out of town. He was awful, son.
Let me tell you my issue, because like you said, like, okay, is it that we don't agree with the plan or we just don't know what the plan is yet? So my
right. I'm just playing devil. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
I know what you're saying, but like how I feel about that is the initial plan to, okay, all right, they fat handed the whole Eli benching thing. They messed that up completely. Benched it for Geno Smith, made a whole thing of it, and made it not palatable to just make it a smooth transition. They messed that up, and then it seemed soon after that we're gonna give Eli a fruit basket and say, okay, we're gonna try and put together a team to win. Like that, trying to put together that team to win around Eli and not securing, even if, let's say you decided you didn't want to draft one, or at least that you don't have the quarterback of the future. Like, so now it's like, okay, even if you have a plan, what is a plan without a quarterback? You can make all the plans in the world. You have to have, that's like the most important piece. Like where the Jets are now. The Giants essentially could be where the Jets are right now. They would have had a quarterback, and now they're kind of like piecing together the guys around him. It's tough to say, okay, he might have a plan, and I'll just wait to see it. When you don't, we have no clue who the QB of the future is gonna be. Like, okay,
Yeah.
It would make sense for them to find somebody in the draft right now, but can we say with any certainty that that's the plan? I don't know. I'm not confident that they even will draft one. Is the plan going to be, okay, let's be garbage and we're looking at Tua and what's the white boy in Oregon? These other guys. I don't know.
Yo,
like
and
is that the
Hibbert,
plan?
Habbert, whatever his Gabbert,
Herbert,
whatever
Justin
his name is.
Herbert.
and
Herbert.
the thing is,
Herbert.
my thing is now like once you commit to a plan, right? So let's say you committed to Eli or you committed to drafting Saquon
Right.
or something like that. If you realize that Eli's not working or the offense line not working, then rebuild like that. You still have your pieces. Don't just be like, well, let's start all over now. Because now what happens to Saquon?
Right.
He's gonna have
Right.
4 years of running the ball into the dirt. Like
Right.
he's gonna average like 485 carries and 94 catches a season. Yo, he's not gonna get a second contract here. There's no way he plays again after his rookie contract
They
is over.
probably
He's
won't
like,
even
they
want to
did
give him
trade-
another
they
deal
did-
because
they-
who's really paying running
they
backs
did
big
trade-
money like that?
exactly, he's damaged goods at that point.
They did trade. They did trade for an offensive lineman.
Yeah,
and
they've been loading up on offensive linemen. They should do that last year.
and he rated pretty. I don't know how to judge offensive
So did-
linemen, so it's like
so did Patrick Onamea or whatever, and he was ass rush last year.
Mommy, yeah, that
Get
was
him
a
and gave
bad,
him,
That
get
was a
him,
bad
give
move by
him
Gettleman.
$1 million too, a bunch of money. And so it's like, what exactly are you doing? Like we drafted well, like yes, and I'll give him credit for that. Like I'll always tip my hat to that nigga. Like, all right, well, you drafted Saquon, Hernandez, Lorenzo Carter, BJ Hill, a lot of guys, a lot of rookies that can play. Like the money he gave out to Nate Solder, $70 million guaranteed.
That sold the money.
That
Right.
right guard, bunch of money, and the whole year they were just shuffling guards and centers and tackles. I'm like, come on, son. At some point you got to find some that work. So this year again,
I think that's what kind of like shot the Giants in the foot. Like the offensive line, it's like they had to like shuffle so
Keep
many
shuffling
things,
people,
and
like,
then
bro.
and then you have
No
Saquon. So
cohesion.
it's like, right, there's no cohesion. So it's like when you give Saquon the ball, it's like he has to work really hard to get 2 yards, and then
Yeah.
it's
He
like
produced so
now
much
it looks
behind
Eli.
such a awful
Now
line.
it looks Eli. Right, and then now it looks Eli look bad because let's say he has declined, and he has declined, but he still
terrible.
knows where to go with the ball. But it's like
He looks
if
even
you
worse.
always putting him in 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11, it's like they're only gonna run one of two plays, a screen or a draw. Like they're not gonna like try to get the first down because it's like he got no time to get the first down. You know what I mean? And then Odell is gonna be like, "Yo, they can't go deep," and it's like once they shot the offensive line in the foot, it's like the whole team kind of fell apart. And then the defensive line, they switched over from 4-3 to a 3-4. So it's like now you got linemen playing linebackers who never played linebacker.
Yeah, like
different
that was a mess, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like the transition from 4-3 to 3-4 is just like. So I think maybe this year, I'm gonna let it rock simply because they didn't play too bad after they came back from the bye last year. They played pretty decent. I know they went 5-11, but they weren't terrible. They were
I know.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, let me see.
Everything
It's
is
the-
almost
it's the
palatable,
first year.
bro. When you, it's like feel a lot better about things if we had a clear, okay, this is a QB of the future. Whether we even know if he's gonna be good, everything feels better when it's like, we have a guy.
You have
We
one,
have
yeah.
Alex Tanny, Lauletta, like we don't.
A lot of stinks, bro. They put him in the game last year. That nigga was ass.
Bro, we could go.
I'm
you
like,
could go,
this is the guy
you
you
could go
drafted,
20
son?
years. You could go 20 years without finding a guy. Let's not say like a great guy. You could go 20 years without finding a guy. Like that happens.
Yeah.
Like it's tough.
Jets went damn near 15 years without finding a quarterback.
And that's what I'm
They
saying.
had
Like,
Brett Favre starting.
yeah, I'm
He
not
was 46 years old, son.
I don't know if Darnold is gonna be like great. I'm not a part of no Sam Darnold fan club. But
Yeah, I think he stinks too. But the fact that they have him on a contract for another 4 years for dirt cheap, it's like that's a pretty good start. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they're surrounding him with a pretty decent team. Like they have Le'Veon now. The defense is getting better, so it's like he doesn't have to be great. He doesn't have to be great now. You know what I mean? He can walk into a decent situation where he's play action throws to Robbie Anderson or whatever. You know what I mean? Giants don't have that. They have bad offensive line play. Now they got no receivers. Tight end
They got receivers.
Who the
They
receivers,
got
bro?
Shepard. They got Ingram. They got Tate.
You gonna
got
try out
Shepard.
there with Shepard as your number one guy, man?
Shep is definitely.
Well, Tate is going to be the number
I
one.
guess
That-
Tate is your number
they're
one.
the same
That's
player.
not good.
Tate could be
Yeah,
your number
you-
one. Come on, now y'all G.
He's like
Tate is not a number one receiver, man.
He's better as a number 2. I agree. But
here's the thing,
if
though,
he's
bro.
the
Don't
number
you
one,
agree?
he ain't no slouch.
But don't you agree? Like Golden Tate is not a go get it receiver. It's like, and like to where Eli is as a QB, like
oh my lord, don't even
it doesn't really mesh with the way Eli. Like Golden Tate is like he's not like, you know, Odell's gonna go get the ball. Like that's not Golden Tate's game. He's a productive receiver, but it's like you throw in the spots and it is. I don't think he's he's definitely not a one with Eli as his QB right now.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait until week 6. Golden Tate's gonna look at his stats. He's gonna look at Eli's stats, and you're gonna see Eli throwing the ball across the middle of the field, getting niggas smacked across the field, and he's gonna complain, and then everybody's gonna go crazy. They're gonna be, oh my god, he's complaining. What a bad teammate. And I'm gonna look at everybody in the face and be like, well, you had Odell last year. You know what I mean? You had a guy that can actually go play and go out and get the ball, snatch him with one hand in the middle of the field, like in traffic and shit like that. We're gonna see what the good teammates are now. Because that's what's happening now. The smear campaign has begun for Odell.
It's so stupid because it's like
the hit pieces are out, bro.
And Gettleman is like he's like he seems like he's like one of these old school type dudes.
He's very old school, yeah.
But it's like you're not gonna
a get in line kind of guy. Like, bro, no, this isn't working.
You're not gonna find these players are not like that. You can't just give up on talent because he's not like Saquon is that type of guy. Saquon scores a touchdown, hand the football to the ref. He's that kind of guy. But not everybody's going to be that type of guy. Like, Odell is not out there getting in legal trouble. He's not out there beating women. He's not doing none of that. Like, just got to manage him. Like, yeah, let him dance. He's going to do a boneheaded interview every now and then. He's gonna go on TV and say, you know what, I don't really love New York because it's kind of cold, but I prefer to be warm. Like, he's gonna do stupid stuff like that because a lot of these guys, they're gonna do that now. It's not 1982. Like, you got to get with the times. You can't pass on talent or all types of talent just because they're not a army soldier. Like, it is.
My nigga Gettleman would have traded Lawrence Taylor.
I don't think
he would have.
I don't think
traded Lawrence Taylor.
He would have, but I don't. It all goes back to because I was watching Undisputed and they were talking about Brown, and I think Brown is full of crap. Like, I think you're just like, in terms of like, I think you're putting on a front. But it goes back to what happened with Josh Norman and Coughlin. Norman Coughlin, like if Coughlin wasn't fighting for his job, I 100% think he would have sat him. Not bet. He would have benched him for the game.
You think that created what Odell is now? I just think that's Odell.
It
helped. It kind of facilitated it.
It can't, because it's like he got away with it. And in a football player's mind, as much as like we young and it's like, I'm not trying to throw shade or nothing like that, but like I've been on a team where it's like if you let this slide, if you let it slide once at any level, if you let this behavior slide one time, he's gonna do it again. Like I played a game where we come out of a timeout and direction is like, bro, don't shoot the ball. Let's go to the line. Let's go to the rack. Out of a timeout, he touches the ball first and he takes a leaning 20-foot jump. So it's like, you can't do that. Like, we just discussed this. Then he throws a fit and he's like, yo, take me out the game. Don't put me back in the game. Second half starts. He starts the second half. So it's like, you have now enabled him to I do whatever I want. And because I'm talented, and it's not like he's a scrub, he's nice. You know what I'm saying? But now you've enabled him to like, I can throw a fit, but because I'm nice, I can get away with this. So it's like, if you do it one time, especially with an NFL player who's making bread, whether it's the big contract he ended up getting or anything, like he was making good money.
Once you make the money,
so it's like,
right? And they paid him knowing who he was. That too. They paid him, and he showed you who he is.
Right. So it's like they kind of had to like. Gettleman probably wouldn't have wanted to give him the contract.
He probably didn't. He probably, for all we know, he was like forced to.
Right. So it's like, all right, I'm gonna give you this contract, and then once he did the joint with Lil Wayne, and then I'm finding out it wasn't even supposed to be an Odell interview. It was a Wayne interview, and Odell came and sat in. So it's like, okay, now you're doing a lot. Like that's how they look.
That can't be a breaking
I
point for
don't
a
agree.
team.
I don't.
It can't be
I don't
because you pay.
I don't
It
agree.
couldn't have been.
You have to be sick
It
of
didn't
him
make
already
sense.
for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Right.
Because that's like, okay,
So-
you did an interview, okay, and then what? Like, and
But it's not a. It's like you gotta like. We young and it's like we whiffed all the stuff and it's like we kind of fight back. So like I agree and I'm all for shaking the table and stuff like that, especially with old guard. But like at the same time, it's like their management. So it's like they have a business to run and they have like this is how I want my organization and think to it. So it's like I try to be fair to both sides. It's like though I would not have traded Odell and though I would have got Eli last year, at the same time, it's like, bro, I can't have these things constant. It's like every time we saw Odell, he was in the news other than football. And I don't care, like it don't bother me, but it's like they're in charge. Like I don't want to hear this stuff. Right, like you know what I'm saying? Like I can't be mad at that. And it's like you didn't want to be here, you wanted to be in LA. It's just like, all right, bro, like you what you want. You know what I'm saying?
That's hearsay though. It's not like. And last year he was very. I don't like using the word behave because it sounds like a fucking
outside
dog.
of the Wayne interview, he was pretty tame.
He didn't do anything last year. Nothing happened. So after that, I'm like, all right, cool. It's a bad interview. It's stupid. I'm like, what the hell are you doing on TV?
They also said they felt he could have played like. The last couple games,
the last 4 games.
But I'm like, why would you want him to play? I
kind
of like was on his side with that.
Right.
I'm like,
a guy
we don't want to win games
from injury. Right. No, sit out the rest of the year. This shit is over.
Right. And it's I think all of us can say, yo, we haven't agreed with every single move Odell has made. We've all been like, yo, Odell.
Like nigga,
we all agree. But it's like I
don't know. Joe calling the nigga handsome. I don't know.
That nigga handsome, bro. Where did he go across the field and catch a one-hander against Washington? You know what I mean? Well, off a hospital ball from Eli, and he did a spin move to get free. That's a handsome ass move, nigga. That's a handsome ass move.
You didn't say a handsome move, bro. You said
that nigga handsome, nigga. They can't cover you, nigga. You handsome, nigga. When nigga run a dig route and catch it and run 65 yards in the house, my nigga, you handsome, son. That's it, nigga. That's it, son. They gave the nigga the ball and end around, and he faked it and threw a touchdown pass. Nigga handsome, son. Nigga handsome. Son. How you get past that, son? That nigga handsome, bro. Come on, son. Come on, my nigga.
My whole thing is like, yes, we Odell be wilding sometimes, but it's like you can't give up on generational talent like this. Just
generational, bro.
He's a little like what you do is you go out there and find somebody who gets through to him. Somebody like what you should exhaust your options. Like you don't just give up on him because he does a little look at me things every now and then. He's not getting in legal trouble. Like figure it out. Just figure it out.
I'm glad you said that because when Shannon Sharp talks, I understand where he coming from because it's like he was the guy on the team that's like, yo, I'm not having all this BS. Usually, your quarterback is your leader or you're like your best player, whatever. Yeah. So like Eli don't have that personality, and I'm not mad at that he don't. Yeah. So it's like, and for Eli, it's like I feel like if he goes the other way, it's gonna ruin his game because he'll throw a pick, but it's like, all right, nigga, let's play ball again. Like he don't like short memory. It's like, all right, bro, like let's go play ball again. Like he'll throw 3, and it's like, all right, fourth quarter, we still in the game. All right, we got a shot. But in terms of the locker room, that don't work because it's kind of like he kind of got the aw shucks, but it's like for him it works. He has to be that way, but for like the locker room, it don't. Yeah. And so when we were winning the 2 Super Bowls, we had Strahan, we had Tuck, we had Antonio Pierce, we had OC. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the defensive side of the ball kind of held it down. So like I think if let's say Odell was on the team we beat the undefeated bum ass Patriots on, I think Odell would be a completely different guy. Or if he was there with the Tuck years, like he'd be a completely different guy.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It's like, so it's like when you don't have that in the locker room, it's like everybody's searching. So now when he wants to be a leader, he gonna be a leader, but he gonna be a leader being Odell, and it's like
his way, right? Yeah, I think Gettleman. All this is definitely Gettleman trying to tailor the locker room to what he wants. Like, because I think Landon was also a leader. Like, I think Odell in his own right was a leader, and I think he's just showing like they are not my kind of leaders, and he's
Yeah.
gonna like bring in guys who
But
he think will run the
but
locker
at
room
the
how he
same
wants.
time, like I can't be mad at that type of mindset.
Oh,
But
no, I'm
I
mad with it.
wouldn't
That
give
shit is
up on
garbage.
like you say, I wouldn't give up on generational talent. I would
Right.
just go sign other guys who
Yep.
are that. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody
And
to
then
keep him
like
in line.
that's right. That's your balance, because when Shannon be talk about his days on the Ravens, it was like, okay, now Ray Lewis is there, and now it's Shannon. So it's like offense, no, I'm not having this BS. Defense, I'm not having this BS. So now it's like we're gonna go 13-3, we're gonna go 14-2, and it don't matter where we play at, we stomping you out. Like it don't matter.
Yeah.
But on this team for the Giants, it's like, all right, Odell is our best player, so he's naturally our leader.
De
It's like,
facto
you're
leader,
not
yeah.
really- right. It's like you're not really our leader, even though you're our best player. But
And
like, kind of gotta let him
part
rock.
about that is he was kind of thrust into that role too, because he became the best player on the team at like 22 years old. He was mad young, son. So it's like they're kind of like, well, all right, well, here it is, the keys, and it's like that's not really how it works.
They
should have
failed
been a
him
guy
in a
placed.
sense. They failed him.
Yeah, Victor Cruz
That's
should have
what
been
I'm
that
saying.
guy.
But
Cruz was an
it
enabler.
was
Cruz was
Josh-
like, all right, well, you
it was
the nigga, so
Josh Norman, the Josh Norman thing, really, because Coughlin was the leader, if you want to say. So it's like he fighting for his job. He sees Odell getting into a scrum with Norman unnecessarily, and it's like, bro, he would. I highly believe maybe a half or maybe like a couple of series. Like, bro, cool
down, yeah.
Go sit down, and then he would have probably came to like, listen, we need you, like, you know, because they came back in the game. It was like 30-35.
They almost won the game, so
They almost
won the game.
So it's like,
yeah.
right. So it's like, I think that really, because like we joke about it all the time. Just look at the press conference where Eli crying. It's like, I think the team knew, like, you were the guy, but it's like we were fighting for your job, pretty much. It's like Reese did us dirty by not drafting properly.
No, Rashawn, that's an understatement. Drafting horrifically.
Right. He drafted horrifically, and it's like Coughlin, and then Coughlin took the heat for it. So it's like when he looking at Eli, it's like, bro, I'd want you as my quarterback. Like, you don't complain, you don't throw nobody under the bus, you come to play ball. And it's like now it's like they got to start over now. So who was the coach? Who was our coach after that?
Ben McAdoo.
Ben McAdoo.
In his fairness, he wanted Pat Mahomes. Granted, I don't know if Pat Mahomes would have been Pat Mahomes under Ben McAdoo.
I think he would have.
He would have, because
he would have.
Mac one. Well, I don't think he would have been as good because Andy Reid throws the ball down the field. McAdoo would have had Mahomes throwing, like West Coast offense, outs and ins and slants, and that would have been fine. Like, I think it would have worked out for him. But Andy Reid is setting go routes all day long. Like, you're gonna run guard this time. Next time you're gonna run one.
McAdoo
you're going to
wasn't
see.
a leader of men, man.
To be fair to Andy Reid stinks. So I don't care. So I don't care.
The thing is, Andy Reid is a quarterback coach. Like he's a guy that's gonna get the best out of his quarterback. He's done it time and time again.
Andy Reid is the guy. It's like if you play on Madden, you turn the sliders all the way down.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Just air it out.
Just air it out. Still go routes all day long. Just bomb
and
it.
to be fair to Pat Mahomes too, I think he really benefited from sitting behind Alex. Like I think I think he need to start doing that again. Like, bro, like there's nothing wrong with sitting him.
There's nothing wrong with sitting.
There's nothing wrong. Like, you got your money, you got your bread. We drafted you. You're gonna be the team of the future.
And it works. It works best when you have like a decent situation though, because like Kansas City was okay. Like Alex Smith was working. When it's like you have like the Giants right now, they're probably gonna have a dumpster fire. Like, and it's gonna be bad. So it's gonna be like they're gonna clamor for whoever the QB is. They're gonna be like, put in the next guy. So it's tough when you have.
I don't know.
They might not turn on Eli. They might not go crazy.
Eli's gonna stink it up, and they're gonna turn on that nigga.
I don't think the Giants are gonna be as bad as we think they are.
Well, I was thinking about defense is my concern.
They won't make the playoffs.
I don't think
this thing's gonna stink, bro.
I don't think so.
I'm just thinking, bro. Who's on who?
4-12. 4-12. You can't stop anybody.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the defense, honestly.
The combination of Bethea and Preppers, I think, will work.
Oh my God,
because
you're out of your mind.
you gotta
Who do we
scheme
have
it
rushing the
properly, right?
quarterback? Who are
That's
the
Nobody.
corners?
the thing.
Nobody.
That's
Who
the thing.
are our
That's
corners?
the only thing.
Janoris Jenkins.
Janoris
Uh,
is still there. He's not
He's
bad. He's
still
not
here.
terrible. It's just
He might not make it. Might not make it the entire year. I think they'll cut him mid-year. I think he'll get cut. He's not gonna play the whole year because he's a dinosaur now. He's the oldest guy. Well, not the oldest guy, but he's the guy that's not gonna fit in with anybody else. He's there now. Like everybody else is gone. Vernon is gone. JPP is gone. Snacks is gone. All those guys are gone. They're going. They're supposed to be going young now. Collins is gone.
If they don't
Jenkins
get
is
a
the only one
quarterback, they better
left.
be
So
garbage. If they don't get a quarterback right now, they better be garbage.
they won't. They're gonna draft like Daniel
might,
Jones. What they're gonna do is
You think
they're gonna
so?
take
That's the Duke kid, right?
a defensive lineman,
I don't want no
number
Duke
6.
quarterback.
they might draft. They might package to get Rosen because
I
if
don't
the
know how I
guy
feel about that either.
I only wanted on the same team. I don't need Rosen throwing the ball at fucking bums. You know what I mean? Like
Also,
I don't want to call niggas
if
bums.
If Odell is not a Gettleman guy, then what? Rosen is like kind of that type of guy too. Like he has
Exactly.
his ways about him. So I don't know, and I don't. Am I in love with the idea of? That's the issue. It's like, okay, you could have drafted one of these guys, and now you're packaging assets to get one of these guys.
To get one,
yeah, but then you wouldn't have
you wouldn't have Saquon, yeah. But then that's the thing,
and that's why I was okay with giving up a second or third rounder for Rosen. I was like, all right, now you have your guy who's playing in the league for a year. Yeah. Now you can build around Rosen, Saquon, and Odell. But now that you trade Odell, it's like, no, don't trade for Rosen now. Use all your assets on guys that you scouted, that guys that you love now. Like, don't just take one because Rosen was gonna be the guy. Well, it's like, well, he can be okay if you have a decent enough team around him. He can be okay if you have offensive line help and a running back that can go over 1,800 yards. And a receiver that can go over 1,300. Yeah, I can go him. But it's like, now that we don't have one guy, it's like, why do we need Rosen now? Like, no, draft the guy.
Then again, there's a lot of smoke and mirror because last week we had drafted. We had said AB is going to the Bills, and he was like fake news. Like, yeah, I'm not going to bed. That he has.
He knew that. He's like that.
But the deal almost went down because I'm seeing like there was a lot of deals that was like he could have went to the 49ers. I'm seeing Odell could have went to the 49ers, but San Francisco didn't want to give up their second overall pick.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it either. I love Odell, but I'm not giving up a second overall pick for a receiver.
Right.
Especially when that's been in the league for for 5 years. No, I wouldn't do it.
Right. So it's like there were probably a lot of deals, but it goes back to the KP thing. Like, we overreacted to the KP thing when it happened, and then we come to find out later this trade been spoken about for like 9 months, and we didn't listen. And I'm not saying that about Odell. I'm not saying that about Odell. I'm just saying a lot of things that come out that we're reading and that like I'm reading whatever. A lot of it probably isn't true. It's probably just like I'm gonna put this out there just because I have to put a story out there.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Waters. And I get it, but I still won't be okay with the Odell trade until it works for the Giants, and I won't be okay with the KP trade unless we sign 2 max guys. If we don't sign anybody, I'm like, what the fuck were y'all doing trading KP? I'm gonna go right back to that shit because now I'm like, okay, cool, we might get KD, we might get this guy, but I'm like, all right, cool. If it doesn't happen, I'm looking at these niggas like, yo, what the fuck was y'all doing trading this nigga for a bag of chips to Dallas? So it has to work first before I'm like, all right, cool. Before I'm like all in, it has to work first. Like, I still kind of believe that the Giants will do okay if they get rid of Gettleman because he's lost. But there are decent pieces in place where you can still like, okay, you can kind of do a little bit something with Saquon, and Shep might not be here for long, but you can do something with him for another 2 years or something like that. And if you draft well, cool. Same thing with the Knicks. It's like, all right, we have a little few pieces here. We can sign KD, but if none of those things work out in the next 3-4 years, I'm like, what the fuck is y'all doing in 2018? Like, you niggas is garbage. That's exactly what I'm saying. So
if the price on Rosen isn't even that onerous, like let's say, later picks or something, you can even like you make the trade for Rosen, try it out. If it doesn't work, then you can still draft, like as long as you're not investing anything crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Rosen could have been a 1-year plan.
Yeah,
I'm hearing they could get him for a third. Like he's available for a third round pick because he was that bad last year. Yeah. So like even if you draft, even if you trade for Rosen and you have Odell on the roster, it's like, all right, even if Rosen is awful, you're like, okay, cool. A 1 year plan, he's awful. Draft the next guy next year. Now draft Herbert next year. Draft Tua. Wait for Trevor Lawrence if you want to. Like, you can have that, but like the fact that they don't have any of that now, like you don't have the receiver, you don't have a quarterback, you have a running back that's gonna run the ball into the dirt 500 times this year. Like,
right.
Where do you go?
I just think it's a lot easier said because like we're fans, so like we'll react to certain things, and it's like they're in because like I wasn't a big Darnold fan because I watched him at USC.
Yeah,
and
I'm
like
still not
I
crazy
think he
about
got talent. I think he got talent, but he turns the ball over way too much.
I'm still not crazy about Darnold.
It's like he reminds me of Jameis Winston. Like Jameis Winston had the year he had, and then the next year it's like he became like a turnover machine, and like that translated to the NFL. So it's like he turns like his first game that he came in for Fitzpatrick. His first play was a pick six. That. It's like, you know what I mean. So it's like I wasn't too sold. I wasn't sold on Rosen. Like I think he's very arrogant to be all in all honesty. I heard a lot of people bashing the Buffalo pick for Allen. He might be better than all of them.
Yeah, he might be better. Yeah, he might
be better than all of them.
Right.
He was kind of inaccurate last year, but he had a decent year. Where it's like,
and he's on freaking Buffalo. Like they're not good. You know what I mean? So it's like, but his arm is freaking crazy, and he was solid running the ball. So it's like, all right, you might have a franchise quarterback. So it's like, I don't think they were sold on anybody last year. And again, it goes back to what I be saying about like certain fans of other teams. Saquon was the best player in the draft. So like, I can't be mad that the Giants drafted the best player in the draft. Like, I can't be mad at that. Like, that's kind of like, I would
have been okay with it even more if Gettleman wasn't our guy. Like, I would have hated.
You just have a Gettleman issue, and you have a Gettleman issue.
He's not a good person, son. He's not a good guy.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad.
Yeah, if we had Louis Riddick or anybody in the GM and it was like, all right, we're gonna trade Odell, I'd be like, damn, but maybe there's something going on here. Gettleman does this with every team.
It's kind of like agenda driven almost.
Yeah, like I just don't trust Gettleman, bro. I don't trust him at all.
That's fair.
He got ran out of Carolina. He got ran out of New York his first time here. Like, he wasn't good here either. He was a personnel guy. They threw him out, and he went to Carolina, got ran out of there too, and they brought him back. I'm like, why? Like, what do you see in this guy? Right. What changed? Nothing has changed. Still the same senile old. And John's keep getting these senile old niggas, Coughlin to Gettleman. It's like, bro, I've seen enough dimension in my life. I don't need it on my football team. Please, get these niggas out of my city, son. Coughlin last few years was just an old bum. Gettleman, same thing. It's like, yo, stop, son. Enough, man.
So chill off this this old way mentality. I think it's just the way the organization is. They don't want to embrace nothing new school. Yeah.
I'm like, bro, bring some new blood in, son. Like, there's some smart football minds out there that you can be like, yo, you got a real plan out here. You can do some crazy things in the league, and they're not getting any of them because it's like, okay, cool. Hiring Spagnuolo last year instead of Pepper Johnson. What the fuck were they thinking, son? Like, yo, why do you tell this guy he was ranked, I think, when he was in New Orleans, one of like the worst defenses ever in New Orleans. I don't care if you don't have players. To be the worst defense ever, that said something about you. So they signed him again. I'm like, all right, and then they fired him. I'm like, so what was the point, son? What was the point? They keep doing these retreads. Okay, the Giant way. Yeah, they know the system. They know the organization. We're familiar with them. They're a familiar face. It doesn't work, man. We haven't won since 2011, son. You got to do something different. We've been awful. The Giants have been a complete tire fire since 2013, bro. Come on, son. Enough, man.
I think NFL is the sport where I can understand where you would go analytics more than like NBA, because it's like there are a lot of things that we don't know that numbers would provide, like offensive line play. Like, I have no idea how to judge an offensive lineman, but it's like if you have a formula, or if you have a grade of like how you grade it, I can respect that. Or like a defensive player, sacks, picks, tackles, and stuff like that. But it's like, okay, what's your coverage percentage, or like pass deflected? You know what I'm saying? Like certain things like that. Like I can understand if the Giants went analytical. Like,
but they're not doing that either.
I can understand, but they're right. They're not doing that either.
Freestyling, and they're doing whatever. Gettleman's doing whatever.
Right.
So, and he has the keys.
Right.
And he was like, all right, I'm gonna drive this motherfucker off the cliff, son. Like, that's what he's doing. He's driving the motherfucking Giants off a cliff into a ravine, bro. That shit is spinning.
Right.
We're in free fall mode, son. The Giants are going straight to the bottom of the league, son. As if we weren't as bad last year, we might be worse, bro. The Giants are awful. Eli's gonna be awful. The offensive line is gonna be the defense is gonna be terrible. I don't know what's gonna happen. They're gonna draft a bunch of guys that they're gonna have to play immediately.
Let's see how the draft plays out.
Let's see how it plays out. Okay,
let's see how the draft. Because he did draft well last year. He drafted pretty. He drafted not well, but like
no, he did.
He wasn't as terrible as.
Another point. I'm tired of saying that because it's like I'm trying to defend him, but that's all I got for him.
Yeah,
like,
you don't want to throw him any bones. Like, that's all I got for him. He drafted all right.
He drafted well. Like
he drafted
saying that. But like, if you do 9 bad things, you're not a good person. You know what I mean?
Right.
But he made one shot. You know, he shot one from 10.
1 for 9.
I'm like, yo, that's the 3-point he made.
I'm just saying in terms of like, I'd rather you get it right in the draft than anywhere else. That's kind of where I'm at. Okay. If you're gonna hit in the draft, like you can be a jackass all you want. Hit in the draft, bro. Like don't waste 7 picks. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Reese did, yeah.
Right. So like let me see how you draft again. Maybe you may draft Haskins, maybe you won't. Maybe you'll trade up to get a quarterback, maybe you won't. Maybe you actually have it because to have 2 first-round picks is something solid.
Like it's not bad. I mean, I feel we could have got more for Odell, but it's not bad.
Right. I just think the whole concept of they should get 2, 3 first for Odell. I knew that wasn't a reality.
It wasn't 3 first. I think we could have gotten 1 this year and 1 next year.
Yeah.
Because Cleveland, they're at the point where they want to contend anyway. So a 25th overall pick is what they're looking for. Yeah. It wouldn't have done them no good anyway. So they would have been okay with parting with at least a first and a second, not a first and a third, my nigga. Like a first this year, second next year, I would have been fine, or not fine, but better. You know what I mean? Because I still don't like the trade. But I was like, well, at least we got a first and a second. You know what I mean? Like, and that helps rebuild as well.
At the same time, NFL GMs and NFL trades, they're terrible. Like
always bad.
When I see NFL trades go down, I'm like, why would you give up a first and then next year's first and then a third for this guy? Like that's a bad.
They're always bad. They're always bad.
They're always bad. And it's like I'm not mad at the deal, the Tate deal, because I'm hearing or I'm reading that the guy from the Chargers, Terrell Williams.
Yeah.
They would have went after him, but I think he went to, was it Pittsburgh? Or he went somewhere. I think it was Pittsburgh. It was like, right. So it's like, okay, I think the Giants would have probably went after him.
I'm glad we didn't because I haven't seen anything from him yet. He's all potential.
Get me a quarterback and pay Michael Thomas next year. That's all I'm saying.
We could have drafted Michael Thomas.
What? Yeah.
We could have drafted Michael Thomas.
Imagine Michael Thomas and Odell.
We could have drafted that nigga. So.
And Gettleman would have probably traded both. So
you would trade both of them.
Package deal. Throw in an extra 6 and you can get Michael Thomas too.
You would have traded both of them niggas for fucking Hank Bassett or something like that. Nigga.
Right.
Nigga, like
Jason Avant, a veteran.
Jason Avant.
Niggas for Joe Horn, son. Come on. Traded both of niggas.
Come on for time.
What has been going on in the NBA? What's happening right now?
I'm just sick of LeBron. That's it.
That's regular.
That's every week for you though.
That's regular.
It's every week for me because I'm scrolling on Instagram, and again, like I know I'm biased toward B. Like he's my favorite player. I know that, but this started the 4 straight 50-point streak. They were all wins. The next game was like 45. They were wins. So like you cannot come and talk about like you king ding-a-ling, and then you talk about I'm gonna activate playoff mode, and then 6 games you just give up, and now yesterday you stopped because of load management. What the hell is load management, nigga? Like, what is load management? What it is he's gonna produce the deluxe album for 2 Chainz. That's what he's gonna do.
I mean, they ain't making the playoffs, so might as well get that.
Yeah, I don't mind him sitting out now. It's like it's over now.
What's
like
the point? He only got so much basketball left for him.
I don't mind him sitting out. You shouldn't have opened your mouth, bro.
That goes without saying. That goes without saying.
Being as calculated as you are, you have to know that. Like, what you say matters. So you opened your mouth and said, I'm activating playoff mode as a turnstile on defense. They didn't win any games outside of the Houston game out the All-Star break, and you barely beat Boston if it wasn't for Rondo's heroic shot. You lost to New Orleans, you lost to Memphis, you lost to the Knicks, you lost to New Orleans without Anthony Davis.
I think they lost to Phoenix.
It was a Phoenix too.
Again, I told you, I watched the end of the game. He clanked both free throws. I'm like, bro, if you make both, they're within 3 with 40 seconds less. I give the Lakers a shot to at least send it to overtime. I give him a shot.
This nigga missed both.
He missed both. Once he missed the first one, I was like, watch him miss the second one. Watch him. He missed it. I'm like, you're not it. So it's like, it's hard for me to say because he passes Jordan and because he accumulates all these numbers, it's hard for me to say, yo, you're this guy. Like, the expectation was playoffs. Whether you make the 6, 7, or 8 seed, make the playoffs. And he could have still made it, but they gave away so many games.
Yeah,
and then
he pissed away mad games.
Right. And then you talking about now you want the team to play for you. Like, bro, you tried to trade half the team. Like, bro, what are you talking about?
If you're going to miss 16 games, you got, like, when you come back, it got to be game over. Like, it's one thing if you're gonna miss those games, all right, it happened, it's an injury, or you gotta galvanize those guys to get some of those wins while you're out. Like, I don't know, like, it gotta be game time once you get back.
And when he came back, they weren't that far out. They were like maybe 2.5.
It was like those 2 games out of the 8th spot. Yeah, there were 2 games out of the 8th spot.
But you kept losing, so now the gap is 6.5. Now it's like 7. It's like you're not making it. So it's like, and it's not like you missed it. It's not like you missed 16 games, 18 games sporadically. Like, you missed them all in a shot. So it's like, you're back now. You got your All-Star break. You got your rest.
Mm-hmm.
Let's play ball. And you came out the break and you went to bed. Like, I can't, like, I have to hold you accountable. That's all I want from whoever watches LeBron in the media, whoever covers him. If you're a fan, remove emotion, remove personal. Like, I love LeBron, but, like, I have to call what I see, bro. Like, I have to hold you accountable. That's it. Like, all I want, like, niggas hold Kobe. You don't pass the ball. Bro, he's one of the only players, 30,000, 6,000, 6,000. Like, what's this notion that he never passed the ball is insane to me. Like, he was a volume scorer, but this notion that he didn't pass is crazy. Like, and it's like what Joe Sway said, sweet irony, his last play ever in the league was an assist. Like, you know what I mean?
It was.
Like, his last play ever is an assist. Like, come on, like, he wasn't this ball hog that people think, but his feelings, he's not as good. He's not as good. Nigga, that's it. Like, I'm gonna shoot 35 because he's not as good. Like, get over it.
I don't even know if I see a world where the Lakers are better next year. Like I'm trying to think.
Right.
They have to trade for AD this summer. They have to.
But they're gonna give up half the roster to do.
They're gonna have to involve another team.
And
they don't have the assets.
LeBron won't miss as many games.
They don't have the assets, and nobody wants to play with him. Like, Durant was right. Like, we have to call a spade a spade. Durant was right. Like, it's toxic around you. Like,
no, but you got to bank on the growth of Lonzo and Kuzma and Hart and those guys. They're gonna get better. Like, huh?
I know that. I know that from a basketball mindset. I think Lonzo is perfect for LA because he's pass first. Like, he's with it. Like, go ahead, bro, eat. But now you want half the team traded. Like, you want Lonzo.
Lonzo, Kuzma,
like,
cool. I'm not
want them guys
Brandon
traded.
Ingram guy.
No, Ingram, I think Ingram is okay. I think Ingram has been.
I think he's a solid player. I think what it is just people just was like they just viewed him. Oh, this is another KD. He just
Because
is
he's
no.
skinny.
He's not that. He's just
He's
not.
not. Yeah,
Like,
like
he's a
he's not even
solid
close.
player, but he's not Kevin Durant.
He
He's
has
not
to
even
play,
close.
No, not even close.
but he has to play with the ball. So it's like when LeBron dominates the ball, it's like it takes away from what Ingram. It's not like Ingram and Sean Marion where he's gonna get you 20 and 10 and he don't need plays really ran for him. Like I need the ball to score. So it's like when I'm watching him against Milwaukee, I'm like, yo, Ingram is dogging right now. Like Ingram was taking dudes off the bounce. He had a couple of moves onto the Kumba. I'm like, yo, Ingram is nice. And me and E, we watching the Lakers and we're Laker fans. It's like, yo, they let Randall go. Like Randall is dogging right now.
I told you, Randall was dogging, son.
Randall's the best player out of all of them. I loved Randall. Randall was nice. And that man had 45 and 11 last night. Like
six blocks or something like that. It was some absurd stat line or some shit like that. Like
now, dog, like you let him go, you let Brook Lopez go, who if you need a shooter, that's
your guy. Yeah.
Right, you know what I'm saying? And it's like it looked like the Lakers are the Lakers right now simply because of name. It's like Magic is there, Rob Pelinka is there, but it's like y'all don't know what y'all doing, bro.
Yeah, Magic has no idea what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yo, I read a report. Yo, there was coaches like assistant coaches. They were begging Magic, like, yo, please don't let Brook Lopez walk. He was like, I want JaVale McGee and fucking other nigga, left-handed nigga, Mike Beasley. Like they were begging him, like, yo, he's gonna be perfect for us. We coached him all year. We watched him play. We watched him practice. Please do not trade him. He was like, okay, cool. And then you got JaVale McGee on the phone, like, yeah, we want you to be late.
And then LeBron is heading out and, yep, I want him. Yep.
Like, come on, son. Like, that's
Magic
just not
is another one that I don't know if he has like completely stepped into the modern day in terms of how he's evaluating basketball or looking at it. Like, because JaVale makes sense. Like, it's not a knock against JaVale, but like, yeah, Brook Lopez stretches the floor. Like, that's kind of the ideal.
Right.
That's what you want. And
that's what you want. And
like, listen to your coaches.
Listen to your coaches. It's really simple. Like, they were these players all day long.
It was Randall and it was Randall
and Lopez. Yeah, it was two of them.
And I'm looking at Randall and I'm like, yo, the way Luke Walton had Randall playing last year, that was his Draymond Green when he was on Golden State, but better. Randall is a better player than Draymond. Draymond just on Golden State, so it's like he's a champion. But like Randall's better than him. Like
absolutely, yeah, 100%. We all know that.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like. So you have that, you had Kuzma, you had Ingram, and you had Ball. He missed games. So it's like you see what the team can be. Like, all right, you enter LeBron. Okay, cool, LeBron. You done effed up the whole thing because you want your guy. So it's just like, this is who LeBron has been his entire career. So it's like, I'm not going to praise you. I'm not going to let you have your championships and your accolades and rank you up there. And then the one season you're poo-poo in the bed when like you had a behavior of this your whole career. All of a sudden now, well, he's no longer the best player. Well, he wasn't the best player last year, dog. Like he was, Durant was like Durant better than you. Durant hit the shot in your face 2 years in a row in your house. Like conversation over. Like stop. Let's stop playing the charade.
Yeah, we all lied ourselves. We think it's not the best. Yeah, like you're lying.
Right. Let's stop. Then you turn down the screen because Curry was having a terrible night, and you just went with the pick. Like, come on, tonight.
Yeah, like dude, he didn't even fight through it. It was like, come on,
come on, son. It's crazy. Now Kuzma's pushing towards playing defense. Like, come on, son. Like, I like the LeBron you're seeing now. I've seen this for 10. Me and Joe Sway used to mock him in the park. Like, this is how your game is, bro. Like,
son, I played with a nigga on Thursday that tried to do that Bron shit. I'm like, this is not basketball. I was tweeting about it at fucking 3 a.m. when I was driving home because I was tight. I'm like, yo, like, this is not basketball, son.
No one wants to play like that.
Was holding the basketball like for the last minute until to give it up for the assist. I'm like, bro, just give it up early and you'll get it back. Like, give me the ball where I have the opportunity to make a pass or a shot. Like, I need to have a decision to make. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give me the ball at the very last minute to shoot. Like, bro, that's not going to work. So that's not basketball. And that's what LeBron does. And it's like, people don't understand this. Oh, LeBron gets a lot of assists. Yeah, well, he's holding the ball for 17 seconds on the shot clock. Have to shoot. You know what I mean? Like, and it's worked for him. You know what I mean? And not even, I can't even say it worked. Because the years that he won, he's playing with Wade and he's playing with Kyrie. So it's like, it doesn't work when playing with guys who weren't superstars. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work. Like, oh, LeBron, that play style works. It doesn't. Kyrie had the opportunity to be also a scorer when he was playing there because he was picking the spots where he was like, okay, LeBron, move out. I'm going to clear out here. I'm going to score. Say that Wade was playing on the ball, like, I got you. Bosh was playing on the wing, whatever it was, it worked because we had players that can do that. But playing with the Lakers now, having Lonzo stand outside in the corner, having Kuzma stand in the corner, on some Larry Hughes shit, it doesn't work, son.
It don't work. It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. It's not good basketball, son. And you don't know it until you play it. Until somebody is trying to be that guy. And it's like, give me the fucking basketball, nigga. And I keep cursing because I'm getting tight. Like, give me the fucking basketball, son. Like we're on a 2-on-1 break. I'm running on a 2-on-1 break, son. Like, and I'm ahead of my guy.
Early. Give it up early. Give it up.
If I can't make shot, I'll give it right back to you. He's holding the ball. And I'm looking, you know, when you're running like full speed and you look in the basket and you come looking behind you too, wait for the ball. And I'm like, when is this ball going to come? It never came. And he gave it up last minute. I'm looking at him like, yo, my fault. Yeah, nigga, it was your fault, son. Yeah, it was your fault. I'm like, bro, give me the fucking basketball, son. Like, if you give me the ball, when I hit the 3-point line, give me the ball, I'll take 2 dribbles. If I can't lay it up, right back to you, bro. Keep running to the basket. I got you.
Right.
And it's a layup every time. This nigga held the ball until he got to the free throw line, and I was under the rim. I'm like, yo, what the fuck, nigga? And he's like, here. I'm like, yo.
Now you're contested. Everybody knows. Okay.
Everybody knows I gotta shoot now. It doesn't work. So I look at LeBron. I'm like, that's not good basketball, son. That's not good basketball, son. Rondo has been doing the same thing his whole career. Like,
yeah, Rondo's another one.
It doesn't work, son. It's just bad, son. So that's the Lakers, man. That's LeBron's style of play. Unless they bring in a superstar, like it'll work with another guy like Anthony Davis, where LeBron can take plays off. You know what I mean? It'll work with other guys like that. But if you can't get that guy, man, then you're in the same position as this year, and you're gonna be asked out.
Yeah.
And then he's a year older, and
it might get ugly.
Yeah, it's gonna get ugly. Yeah, and I hope it does.
I hope so, but I don't because I'm a Laker fan. Like, I want to see the Lakers go. Like,
as soon as Kobe retired, I was like, "Well, here's my card."
Like, I handed take this back. Bean is gone. Yeah. That's it. All right.
I took off my badge, bro. Handed my badge and my gun. I was like, I'm off the force, bro.
I'm retired.
I'm off the force. I'm going back to my family. The Knicks are my family.
Right, yeah. This is just the side that I can just root for. That I can root for all the years that the Knicks were just bad, you know. I root for the Knicks, you know, that's of course. Of course, when it comes to Knicks Lakers, I root for the Knicks. But it's like, you know, I actually get to watch the Lakers win some chips, watch Kobe succeed. Yeah, all right, it's over now. The relationship is over.
When Steph retires, when Steph leaves the Warriors, I'm handing my badge. I'm good, thank you. I'm
right. That's a fact. That's a fact.
That's how I am. It's like I'll always be a Knicks fan. I fucking hate that team, but I'll always be a Knicks fan. But it's like, if you're good, I root for you. You know what I mean? Like, I like West Coast teams. That's the thing. I like Sacktown for a little bit. I like Lakers for a bit. I like the Warriors now. So it's like, all right, when these things retire, right back to my old team, man. Goes back to the old lady, old ball and chain, the Knicks. You know what I mean? Like, you can't fuck with these hoes forever. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta go back home to your wife.
That's it.
Fuck with these hoes. What the Knicks will do for you, your wife, the kids.
So low key So I don't think. We probably got to end, but this is low key what women we talk about. Like, we have multiple families. Yeah, the NBA.
Exactly.
I got the Giants.
But I only love one. I only love one family.
I only love one.
You only have that real love for one. You know what I mean? The rest of them are just that's cool. Yeah.
The NBA teams, they not real women. West Jamaican, Haitian, they St. Lucian, we faithful out here. It's just, you know, multiple teams. Like, you know what I mean? That's all it is. Those are our women. Those are our side.
I gotta go back to my family, man.
I gotta go back to my family.
I'm handing my badge in. Kobe left. I was like, thank you, Lakers. This was a great 10 years or whatever it was for me. 15 years.
Right.
Fantastic. Had a lot of fun.
I don't care anymore. Leave me alone.
And then I don't care about no fucking Brooke Lopez. And I don't care about Luke Walton.
Right.
And Kuzma and DJ Benga. I don't care about these niggas. Once Kobe left, I was out. Same thing when Steph leaves the Warriors, I'm like, damn. That was fun, man. That was really fun. I don't give a fuck about Draymond Green, bro.
And then you were there, and then you were actually.
I was there, yeah. Like it felt good because I was there. You know what I mean?
Were in the area, right.
Once it's over, I'm out. Oh, you a bandwagon fan? Yeah. Yeah.
He's
that's
like,
okay.
yeah, that's me.
Yeah. That's
bandwagon. Yeah, that's me. I hate that guy is still so funny to me. I hate
He's
it.
funny forever. I don't see it going so bad anytime soon, man.
I just don't understand. All I'm watching Knicks games for these days is Mitchell Robinson. It's like I just be like, what?
Yeah.
I will see a game and then I'll see who's actually suiting up. I'm like, what reason do I have to tune into this one? It's like, okay, Mitchell Robinson's gonna play. All right, that's it.
All right, let me sit down for this. Yeah. Everybody else stinks.
Because, Kev has been struggling.
Knox stinks.
Oh, my.
Get that nigga off my team.
He's been
I'm giving up that for one day. I don't care. He's ass. He's cheeks, man. I'm giving up after a year. I don't care, bro. Him and Frank gotta go. Yeah, they cheeks, bro. I'm sorry. Them niggas is cheeks. They are not it, bro. Kevin Knox is not it, son. He's not it at all. I don't care. If he ends up being nice for another team, cool. No problem. But I don't want him on my team anymore. That's it. I'm sick of it. I see this thing with Miss Leia.
Joe is our worst fan, son. Joseph, give him for the 4 games.
He's 19, man.
I seen enough.
He's 19.
He's not it, bro.
He's 19, son. He can't even buy.
I don't care. I don't care if he was Kobe's son. I don't care if he came from Kobe's nuts, bro. He's not it, son. He's not it. I'm sorry. I
on his own, dog. Like, come on, son.
Nah. You either nice or you not.
Give him an off season. You either nice or you not.
You either nice or you not. So, like, we gotta stop with this. Oh, he's only this. Nah, he's not good. Frank is not good. Frank is not a good basketball player, son. He's not. Oh, he could be this. No, he cannot be anything. He could be off the team. And playing in Yugoslavia for he's not a good basketball player. Get him off my team, man. That's it, son. I've given up on a lot worse players on other teams. I don't care. Like I've seen players come in the league completely wash out after 17 games. Like this nigga's ass. You just know it. But for the Knicks, it's like, oh wait, he might be nah. It's time to have the same energy, bro. He's not good, son. Frank is not good. Knox isn't good. They're not good. I don't need to see 3 years worth of Knox to be like, all right, well, maybe. No. He's not good now. That's it. He's not good. Get him off my team. He's ass. The niggas calling him next Jason Tatum. I'm like, why? Because he's light skinned? Nah.
I just hate the comparisons. KD. It's like, kid, just relax. Let him play before we comparing him to all these.
Before you start doing this bullshit, this dumb shit. It's like, the next Jason Tatum, he has no.
Jason Tatum right now is not even the next Jason Tatum.
Exactly.
Right.
He's looking real ass.
Jason Tatum not even the next Jason Tatum.
Yo, like, come on, son. Come on, man. I'm tired of it, son.
Oh,
niggas call niggas nice the first week, but I can't call him garbage? Nah, fuck that. He's garbage, bro.
That's a fair point. Right. If you could coordinate somebody in 2 seconds, then I could trash him in 2 seconds. That's
exactly,
fair.
nigga. Exactly.
Somebody, I was watching a Super Bowl at my boy's house, and one of my in-laws, family members was saying the same thing. He was like, Jared Goff is ass. I was like, come on. He was like, yo, if y'all niggas can say he nice, I can call him garbage.
It's fair.
Mad at that. I can't be mad at that.
He's ass. That's okay. A lot of people are not gonna be good in the league. So, you know what I mean? And I've been wrong about a few players. Terrence Williams, number one. He's ass. He stinks. So I could be like, so I know it's ass. I know it's garbage.
Like I'm well versed. I know.
I'm well versed. And what's doo-doo? Knox is not that guy, man. Get him off our team, son.
You know what it is? It's like if you're really honest in sports, if you look at baseball, football, basketball in particular, there were really only like 20 guys who were nice. Everybody,
I've been saying this for like 10 years.
It's true.
There's a lot of guys who's not good, son.
Like everyone else is just like you're productive. And so like you can hang with the guy, but it's like you're not better than him. But it's like not really good. Like Bryce Harper and Mike Trout. Mike Trout is a million times better than Bryce Harper. Like,
he's a million times better than everybody.
He's better than everybody.
Right. Like LeBron is a million times better than you, Jimmy Butler. Like I just gotta
It's a huge gap.
You can't be walking around talking like this is my team and because you beat the three niggas because you played with the third string team in Minnesota. Like I beat the third string team in Minnesota.
It's not an accomplishment, nigga.
Donovan Joe, nigga, let's go. Nigga, Wiggins, what's up, nigga? You 6'7", it's gonna make you jump all day. Like
you know what's not fair? I'm gonna cut you off, bro, real quick. It's not fair that we use Jimmy Butler for all of our jokes, bro. Like this is like the 9th week in a row that we use Jimmy Butler as the butt of our joke.
He's
I don't even know why.
We always say Jimmy Butler.
He's nice, but he's very delusional. Like, stop hanging out with Antonio Brown, bro. Antonio Brown is out here, blonde mustaches and 3 heads. Like, come on, son. This guy clearly got CTE already. Like, he's gone. He's gone.
When he signed, did you see his hair when he signed the contract? He has like a full Caesar, and then he has like dreads back here. It's like he has dreads back here. I'm like, yo, what?
Bro, this is the irony. I didn't even know this. When he signed to when he came to the press conference, he said he wanted to be more professional. Like he was gonna start being a professional. He was 25 minutes late to the press conference. About it. I was like, come on, like,
yo, come
we
on,
gotta
man.
chill, like, cut ties, bro. Like, do what Stephen A. Smith said when he did to his man a long time ago. Give him a suitcase of money and be like, yo, I can't rock with you no more, bro.
Let's
do that.
I wash my hands.
Killed. I wash my hair. He gonna get you killed. You can't show up 25 minutes late to your press conference and then say, I'm a professional. You can't say I don't love the cameras, but you in a movie. Like, what's wrong with y'all niggas? Be like, that's just my point. Like,
oh man. Yeah, that's a good part to end it right there. You're right. Yeah, we'll find another way to cut on Jimmy Butler next week. We'll find a way.
All right. If it's not me, it's gonna be Joe Sway for sure.
Yeah, I'll find a way. Fuck that nigga.
Oh man. All right, y'all. It's been real.
Word. Thanks for listening. Whoever is out there and all that good stuff and all that.
Word.
And don't come from my bond. I'll fuck you up.
All right.
I'll fuck you up.